Hello, everybody. This is Bill, and Nancy's right over there working on a YouTube video. And of course, we are. What I want to do is talk to you about how to make a practical budget. I used to teach this when I was in banking before my last career. And a lot of people, well, you just take the number, how much money you make and how much money you spend, and make a budget out of it, right? Well, I'm going to tell you some more practicalities to that. What you want to do for a family of two income earners, adjust it for how many you have. You have three people in your house that's making money that are contributing to your budget, then use three. First thing you want is one account for the bills and the bills only. Nothing else but bills. Just the bills. You can have a his account. You can have a her account. This is where your direct deposits and your paychecks will go into, or whatever your business funds are going into. You're going to have a his and a her account. Then you're going to have your central account where your bills are. The first thing you're going to want to do is figure up your bills for the month, and then take the worst case scenario for those bills. What was the worst electric bill you had? What was the worst everything? Gas bill, how much you spend on gasoline, everything. Come up with a number. Now figure out what he makes and what she makes. And if he makes 60% of the income or she makes 70% of the income, then he will pay 60% of the bills. She'll pay 40. She'll pay 70. He'll pay 30. Whatever the income is, the final net amount that goes into your account on each paycheck or each month on average, okay, if you were a business. So what you're going to want to do is let all of your money go into your account and all of their money go into their account, okay? And then you take that number that for the bills, and you're going to want to divide it by 2 if you guys are 50-50 income earners. If she's making 80% and he's making 20%, or she's making 100 and he's making 0, whatever that number is, take the 100% of all the bills, and she's got to put that money in there. If he's making 40%, he puts 40% of this number in. If you get paid twice a month, divide that by 2. As long as you do it bi-monthly. Now, you might say, well, why would you want me to budget for the worst? We don't make enough money to budget for the worst. Well, then you might consider a part-time job, or you might consider overtime, or if you want to talk about doing that, if you don't want to do any extra work, you just want to stay with your jobs and do that, you can come up with an average bill. That doesn't work as well for the scenario that I'm going to outline for you. The reason I say this is I bought my first house doing this. I would put my part in, she would put her part in, and every month the bills weren't the worst that they ever could be. So there was a lot of leftover money in that account, and it grew very, very quickly. But if I wanted to buy something, I got my account. She wants to buy something, she's got her account. If I want to buy her a gift, comes out of my account. She wants to buy me a gift, comes out of her account. I want to take her to dinner, or she wants to take me to dinner, whatever that may be, that comes out of your personal funds of each of you. Okay, then you have the middle account. You don't touch that ever, except to pay bills. You get an electric bill, cut the check, or do whatever you do, online payment, whatever, however you do your bills. You get a car payment, as soon as it comes in, just pay it. That account will start to grow because eventually your electric bill is not always going to be the worst case scenario. What you want to do is leave that extra money in there for a long, long time so that it becomes an emergency fund in case you have like a double bill one time that's exceeding one of your regular bills, or maybe you want to make a double car payment or a double house payment. You can always do that. I created my first down payment on my first house by doing this method. Well, I used to teach this method when I was in banking. Remember, you got a his account, her account, and you got a general bill account. The bill account has every bill. You add up every single bill that you get every single month. I'm not talking about going out to dinner. I'm talking about your electric bill. I'm talking about your, if you want to go out and eat a burger somewhere without your wife, it comes out of your account. This one. She wants to go buy a t-shirt that she thinks looks cute because it says Hello Kitty on it. She can go grab that out of her account. Doesn't touch the bill money. If you have anything left over, that's your money. You're free to spend it because you know your bills are covered because you have budgeted for the worst case scenario in the main account, and both of you can freely and consciously either save that money, spend that money, or whatever, because you know your bills are covered. And what happens when a bill comes in that's worse? Well, you've been budgeting worst case scenario. You're going to have extra money in there. You're just going to pay it. It's not going to be a problem for you. Well, Bill, we both of us put together don't add up to all our bills. Well, you either need to get rid of some bills work some overtime, pay off something like we're having to do. We're having to pay off our truck right now because right now our bills exceed our income. So I expected the truck to be paid off by now. I didn't know that the house was going to break down and cost us $9,000. That came out of our emergency fund. If you want to do this, this is the most logical way to do it. And his account and her account, if you've got a kid that works and that kid wants to contribute to the funds, you can, the kid makes 20%, he makes 40%, that's 60, and the wife makes the other 40% or whatever, however the numbers work out. But that's the best way to do a budget. Create a budget with the worst case scenario for your bills. If you can't afford, with both of your checks coming in, come to the same amount as the bills are or less, you have a different kind of problem. What you need to do then is either consider what you can start living without or start paying off something. The best way to do that is to take your lowest balance, not your highest balance, not your highest interest, okay? This is a different strategy. Take the lowest amount bill you have. Say you have a $200 credit card, and that's costing you $20 to $40 a month. Pay off the $200 credit card first. Anything extra you have, any overtime, anything like that, doesn't go to Coke Zero. Doesn't go. This was paid for by you guys, by the way. It doesn't go to that. It goes to that $200 credit card. And once that $200 credit card is paid off, now you've got that $20 to $40 a month extra. That's not time to go party or reduce the amounts you two are contributing. Take that $40 extra and apply it to the next bill. Say you've got another credit card that's $1,000 that you're paying $60 a month on, $30 a month. I don't care. Now you got that $20 to $40 you were paying on that $200 credit card. Add that to what you're paying, and no extra money is going to come out of your pocket because you're already used to paying for that $20. That you take the money that you were paying on the $200 credit card and you devote that straight into the $1,000 credit card, to whatever your minimum payment was or whatever you were paying. I don't care if you were paying double. Now you got an extra $20 to $40 from that first account. You put that towards the second account and you pay that off. It's called the snowball payoff effect. I used to teach this in banking, and a lot of the bankers made me stop because I'm killing credit cards doing this. I mean, we don't have any debts except for one credit card that we have. Well, we had an emergency repair on our truck, so I'm paying that off rather quickly, but it's a priority. In fact, I'm going to get a job so I can pay off that credit card. And once that credit card's paid off, I'm going to go ahead and pay the truck off so it's no longer a burden or a liability to the family. And I might even stick around and put some more emergency fund back in that account. Nancy is not working, so I get 100% of what's in there, right? So these separate accounts don't really apply. If you've got a zero, 1 times 0 is 0. You have one account, it's only got bills in it. I should, under my own rules, have my own account where I put in the bills, and then I get to keep whatever's left over to take her out to dinner with or something like that. Remember, the bills are your monthly recurring bills. If you can't afford your monthly recurring bills without any money left over for yourself, you've got to get rid of something. We had to get rid of all of our subscription services. We got rid of Netflix. We got rid of everything. Yeah, it's inconvenient. This is how you get out of debt, and this is also how you make a budget. Now, if you're fine on income and he makes X and she makes Y, and you put the money in there and you both got tons of money left over, you do whatever you want. But there's still got a budget. You should know where your money's going, because if you don't know where it's going, you don't know where it went. I worked with a family, and they didn't know where their money was going. But every time the wife would go to the grocery store, she would take out an extra $100 of what she was buying in groceries in cash. And he didn't know about that. So even though he was putting in his fair share and she was putting in her fair share, she was taking $100 extra, which is basically stealing from this account here. And that is not good. You don't want to be doing that. You got to trust each other with your money. But when I worked in banking, I saw everything. I could give you all kinds of scenarios about that kind of stuff. This video is about how to create a budget where you can put money into a payment account, a third account between the two of you, where you can pay your bills and not worry about whether the money's going to be there or not. If you go out to Six Flags and spend a day out there, spend $200-$300, $400 or $500, $600-$700. Go to the casino, spend $1,000. If that's coming out of his account or her account or both y'all put together, you ain't got to worry about it, because your bill account's already covered. Because as soon as you got paid, you contributed. If you get paid weekly, 25% of your amount of money goes into that account. And if you get paid bi-weekly, 50% of your check comes out. Each paycheck goes into that account. If you get paid once a month, one time, then you take your amount that you're supposed to contribute to this account down here. So let's pretend the bills are $10,000 a month. Just a number, okay? He makes 5,000. She makes 6,000. It's 10,000 a month. They got to come up with 5,000 a piece. You'd have to figure out what his percentage is. What percentage of his income is that? What percentage is hers? Do the math and figure out how much he would put in, how much she would put in. Obviously, if he or she's making a little bit more than the other, then the amount they put in is not the same. That's basically it in a nutshell. I could put all kinds of graphics up on the screen, but I just want to explain to you the easiest, most practical way to make a budget. It's called the 3-account budget for 2 people. And that's all I got for you tonight. Have a great night, and remember to subscribe, hit the thumbs up, do all that fun stuff, and here we go.